Hi there, this is Tony from pianotone.ca, and this is my review on my new two-tier keyboard stand that I bought from Amazon, the Pyle Heavy Duty Z stand with a second tier. Let's check it out. So the stand I bought is made by a company called Pyle, and it is available as a single tier or double tier, and you can also get it with wheels. I will include Amazon affiliate links to both of those below in the description so you can check out current prices. Do note that if you're shopping around on Amazon, you're likely going to see some other stands under other names, liquid stands as an example, that look close or even possibly exactly the same. I did some digging online, and to be honest, I couldn't confirm or deny whether or not the other brands that look like these stands are exactly the same or not. I found some blog posts saying that they're the same, and I found some blog posts saying absolutely they're not the same. So just be aware that this review is on the Pyle branded version. So why did I need a new stand? Well, I actually have a nice wooden piano table that I built myself when I first started playing piano, and it's in my living room currently holding my Casio PXS 3000 piano. I love that table, but it has had the shelf moved up and down so many times, I really don't want to modify it anymore. I will include a link to the build video of that below if you're at all curious about checking it out. But now that I just recently purchased a Yamaha PSR EW425 and I still have my Casio Tone CTS1 keyboard, it was time for me to upgrade from my relatively inexpensive single brace X stand, which was way too wobbly for this new Yamaha of mine. I almost bought a double braced X stand from my local music store, but I really wanted to have as much legroom as possible, so I decided to go with a Z stand. And I have to say, this is a great choice. This stand is super stable, like it really does not move at all. It's fantastic. Even the upper tier, super, super stable. It has a ton of small increment height adjustments on the lower stand, and it can also stretch out to up to about 37 inches wide, which is crazy wide. I actually had to cinch it up a little bit because when you make it wider, then the upper tier arms move out as well, and that was too wide for my Casio tone. So I cinched it in. I didn't measure it. It's probably sitting right now at about 34 inches or so. There's a really handy headphone hook down here, and there's also rubber straps on the bottom if you want to use them. I can find one. Basically, where if your keyboard happens to have mounting screw holes on the bottom, then you can try and secure it further with these straps. I didn't bother because it's really secure as it is. And I actually did look on the bottom of my Yamaha. I didn't see any such mounting holes anyways. And the arms on both the lower tier and the upper tier have nice rubber pads, which keep the keyboard from sliding around. I'm actually going to move my Casio off of here so you can see it a little bit better. So there's these pads up here on these arms that are also on this one that keep the keyboard from sliding around. The upper tier, you can tilt it up to your liking, and it also has 3 height adjustments. And I've moved it up to the top height, which was actually pretty handy because in that way I could still put my music stand underneath the Casio, which was awesome because I use this a lot. Not for music, for an iPad, but it's an iPad stand to me. So super cool. The build took me about 30 to 45 minutes, and a lot of that was spent trying to adjust the width and the height and that type of thing. But it puts together pretty easily. The instructions aren't super detailed, but it's not super complicated either. There was one minor issue with one of the upper tier arms, which I discuss in the build video that I'm going to have it once I'm done talking in this review. But it was pretty easy to fix, and I show how I fixed it. The only thing I'm not super thrilled about with this stand is that my onstage mic adapter that I bought to hold a mic on my X stand doesn't work with this stand if I've got the second tier attached, because the second tier is sliding into the same slots on the main tier that the mic stand adapter would need to use. So if I did want to use the mic adapter, then I would just have to remove the second tier. So if I decide to use this stand like out at a performance or something, I could just pull the second tier off and put the mic adapter in if I wanted to. So as far as this stand goes, highly recommended, at least so far. I've only had it for a few days. It's super stable, tons of legroom, lots of adjustments available. The keyboards don't move around at all, and the headphone hook is actually a really handy, nice extra. So I can totally recommend this stand. If you're curious about the assembly, then keep watching after I'm done talking, and if not, then just check out my Amazon affiliate links in the description below to check current prices and pick up one of these stands for your keyboard or keyboards. If you like this content, feel free to smash the like button and subscribe to my channel. That does really help me out. So thanks a bunch for checking out this video, and happy piano playing and happy stand shopping. Have an awesome day, and the assembly video is coming up now if you want to check it out. Okay, so there's the box that my stand came in, and it looks pretty small, so we'll have to see how this plays out. So one of the upper arms I was having some trouble with, and that's because this little guy here disappeared. And that's because you can see as that pushes in, it was pushed entirely inside this tube. So I had to remove the cap, and then I found it in here with a screwdriver and kind of worked it back towards the hole so that this part would pop back out again. Okay, so once I fixed that, I was able to push this arm back in. And you can see there's basically two holes you can choose from. And to be able to get it past the first one, you're going to need some kind of something to push that nub back in. So there it is there. I'll slide it in and it'll pop into the first hole. And then you can slide it into the second hole. Now it pops out here. Now this is still really floppy, but then you got these guys that you can screw into the hole that's not in use to firm it up. Let's see how firm this gets. That's pretty good. Now actually, before I finalize this, I should actually take a look at the keyboard that I'm planning on putting on here. I know my Casio PXS 3000 will have, it's super narrow, it's going to have tons of room. But I want to get my Yamaha PSR EW425 and see, because I might want to have this on the deeper connection. So gonna go grab that and I will be right back. Oh, that fits pretty nice actually. That's gonna be fine as far as depth goes. So that's with me inserting this arm as far as possible, which is good for me because then that means I'm going to have just that much more strength on the upper section. So that's going to work beautifully. There's definitely be tons of room for my Casio as well. And even without having tightened everything up yet, this is already looking pretty solid. Perfect. And the other thing that this stand comes with, which is actually something that helped convince me to buy it, was this headphone loop or stand thing. I'm not sure if I should put that on. A lot of people say to put it on that way. A lot of people say to put it on that way to get it out of the way. I'm going to try it this way. See how that goes, and if not, I can switch it. Now I know I'm going to want this wider, so I'm going to loosen that and pull this out to its, wow, that's pretty wide. That's cool. Tighten that up. That's fantastic. Put that keyboard back on there and take a look. No problem with that though. That's amazingly wide, and wow, is that ever stable? But there's no way my Casio Tone CTS1 is going to fit up here. I'm going to go grab that too. Oh, almost. You know what, if I just close that a little bit, that's going to be perfect. Do a test measurement with the Casio here. A little closer yet. Okay, that fits nicely, but I'm wondering if I want to have it just a little closer so that that guy doesn't vibrate off of there or something. Got these nice rubber pads, which should prevent that from happening, but I'm going to move it in a little bit more. Tighten that up. And there we go. Let's put the other one on there and see how this all looks. Just going to pull the camera off my tripod here. That is looking pretty good. I might even want to cinch up that upper one or the lower one a little bit more so that the Casio is not quite on the edges like that. I'm pretty happy. Okay, I'm going to take these, I'm going to cinch it up a little bit more, and then I'm going to move it into my, where it's going to actually live. And then we'll keep going from there. And, oh yeah, can't forget the felt pads to protect the hardwood floor. And all of these legs look like you can screw them in and out to adjust the height, which is good in case the floor is uneven, which is entirely possible. Find that out once I get the keyboard in there. Okay, so there it is, set up in its new home. I thought I'd take a quick video of it before I put the keyboards on it. Liking this keyboard stand a lot. You can adjust the angle of the upper shelf here. And I still am going to have to adjust the height because I haven't actually tested that yet. But that's super easy. You basically loosen these knobs on each of the legs, and then you can push in this little male connector here, then pop it up to each one of these slots. So there's a lot of height adjustment available here. That's super cool. Because I've had keyboards like my Yamaha P125 was insanely thick. It was 6.5 inches, and I think the my PSR W425 is pretty thick, but then my Casio piano was like 4 inches thick, which is super slim. So super cool to get all those adjustments in. Let's take a look what that headphone holder looks like. Looks perfect. Okay, let's get the keyboards in here. Okay, so I've got it all set up in here now, and definitely need some height adjustments. That's too low. So all I need to do that is loosen each one of these knobs. Probably should take the keyboard off of here before I do this. Of course, I already hooked that all up, but let's just slide that onto the bench for a second here. Then I just need to loosen this male connector and slide this up one. Do that on the other side, and we'll try that out. That's feeling just about right for now. I might change that again later, but that feels good. So I'm going to now just go ahead and tighten these again. Now the headphone thing is hooked up. That's perfect right where it is. That's going to be fine. Play a little celebratory music here. Unplug the headphones. This is going to be your before the review speaker test of my new Yamaha. Liking the stand. Not sure this is going to work with the upper tier. I'm going to have to see if I can adjust the height of the upper tier or not. Okay, so good news. You can adjust the height of the upper tier. You basically just keep on unscrewing the adjustment that you normally use to just loosen it and change the angle until the entire thing comes off. Then you can pop this out and slide the whole mechanism up to the next level. So that's perfect. Spring back on there. So look at that. Looks like I'm going to be able to get my Casio tone on top of this and still leave the music stand on. So I'm going to go do the other side and then look what the final package looks like. And there we go. Look at that. I am liking that stand quite a bit. And as you can see, I have got actually some clearance in there even for my music stand for the Yamaha, so that's awesome. I'll have to see if I like that while I'm practicing and things or not, or if it's going to be a little bit in the way. I guess the Casio is going to provide a little bit of a dust cover for my Yamaha. So super happy with this stand, and so far highly recommend it. If that changes, I will let you know.